Non-drowsy relief. New Dimetapp non-drowsy flu. Knocks out the flu, not your kid.
It's a new way to plan your day. Get the weather information you need from Marshall Cease and Heather Tesh, including your local forecast on the 8th. Tune into Your Weather Today, weekday mornings from 7 till 9 Eastern on the Weather Channel.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel. Currently, the temperature is 28 degrees with light rain. The forecast for your area. Expect fair skies Monday through Wednesday with temperatures in the 40s on Monday.
It's cold, windy, and in some cases now snowy all the way to the East Coast. Good evening. Welcome to Weather Center. I'm Dave Schwartz.
And I'm Lisa Moser. When you wake up tomorrow morning in New York, for example, we are looking at several inches of snow, maybe 7, maybe 8, maybe even as much as 12 inches of snow.
Somebody's going to get that.
A lot of snow falling at this time. Let's take a look at the forecast for you. Now, keep in mind that this swath of magenta, purple, whatever color it happens to be on your television screen, that darkest area, we are looking at much of southeastern Massachusetts, all of Rhode Island, Connecticut, Long Island, much of the Poconos, watch out, Philadelphia, the Catskills. This area, not everybody will see, 12 inches of snow, but a number of areas in this vicinity are likely to see some of the heaviest snow, possibly a foot or more. More widespread, 3 to 6 inches, and of course even wider yet, 1 to 3 inches. Now, if we zoomed in to West Virginia, we could probably already see 3 to 6 inches in a number of areas. We were looking at that corridor, Interstate 64 from Charleston, West Virginia, going up towards the Pittsburgh area. Earlier today, some convection, and at times it's likely we saw as much as 1 to 2 inches of snow hit this area already. It was short-lived, but still, the low is really becoming more organized over the coastal area, and so a lot of us that were looking at some freezing rain, light freezing drizzle across Long Island, it has now changed over to snow. You still may be looking at some mixes along the coastal area of Jersey and even the Cape Cod vicinity, but we are looking at the changeover fairly rapidly right now. In addition to the snow falling and being heavy at some times, we're going to see the wind, and a lot of blowing snow and drifting snow is also likely to occur, not only tonight but through tomorrow morning. We've been looking at some delays, and again, my map's not showing that delay, but we will continue to keep you posted as we go through the early morning hours. It's likely that a number of delays will occur because this is going to be a fairly big snowmaker for the major cities. Certainly we haven't seen anything like this for a couple of years. Let's take a look at how it looked earlier today in the Massachusetts area. Dedham, Massachusetts, a little bit further to the east. We were looking at Boston, and for a while there Boston wasn't getting anything. Mike Seidel was reporting there live much of the day, and around 9 p.m. we began to see the snow become very steady, and in just a couple of hours we began to see a fairly level coverage, covering all the grassy areas, and even some collection on the roadway began. So right now we are looking at an area across Massachusetts that is likely to continue to snow through tonight and through the day tomorrow. So don't be surprised if some of the heavier amounts are also across Massachusetts. Okay, Trouble in the air tomorrow with travel delays. Call ahead. Avoid travel if you can. Roads have been pretty bad across the central Appalachians overnight tonight. Some improvement should be occurring across the central Appalachians tomorrow, but worsening conditions will be the major cities from Philadelphia to Boston. Let's go down to Chicago. Chicago, we haven't had any problems weather-wise other than the fact that it has been cold. Clear skies allowed what little bit of warmth we did see today, even though we didn't break 32 across much of the Great Lake and the upper Midwest area. Temperatures are falling like rocks right now. 13 in Chicago, 8 in Minneapolis. I don't have the wind chills, but you can bet the temperatures probably feel about 20 degrees colder than the actual air temperature. Dave, you do the math.
That's cold enough for me. That's enough mathematics for me. That cold air deep into the southeast too, thanks to high pressure, forcing it this way. This area of low pressure left us. The cold front swung through yesterday, and that was it. We were in the 80s in Florida yesterday. Saturday in the 50s and 60s. Quite a turnaround with freezing temperatures likely tonight. We're already in the mid-30s across the Florida Panhandle and parts of South Georgia. And in Baton Rouge, it's 29 degrees. At Kelly Field on the southwest side of San Antonio, it is 39 degrees, 41 at San Antonio International on the north side of town. Cold stuff. Atlanta 28. Here's a little math for you. 6-degree wind chill outside, and it was snowing in Atlanta. And I'll tell you, this is not something that's been all that unusual this winter. This is about the 7th time there's been some kind of frozen precipitation this winter in Atlanta, Georgia. Very chilly. So while we've been reading about the cold in Detroit and Chicago and New York City the last several weeks, our friends in the Deep South have had it very, very cold. Skies have cleared out. Temperatures will fall to the low 20s in Atlanta on the actual thermometer. Here in Tennessee, the snow is just about gone. We got a dusting in Nashville, and over in Pumpkinville, 3 inches of snow. That's in Tennessee, with 1 to 2 inches in the mountains of North Carolina. Now we're clearing out and cooling off in Florida. Here comes our next little storm, but it is a little one. There's the center of the swirl right over the Red River. Some light snow flurries are possible between Oklahoma City and Dallas by daybreak. That's it. Let's head to the west. Here's Lisa.
Hey, that's enough, Dave. We had a fairly nice day across the interior Rockies, Salt Lake City, Boise, Idaho. We were looking at mostly sunny skies today. There was a mid-level disturbance that brought some very light snow across the Continental Divide area of Colorado and into the panhandle of Nebraska. We didn't see a lot of accumulation. We are looking at a system approach our area from the Pacific. Earlier today we had some winds that were a little strong and high at times, maybe a gale warning for a little while there. That was allowed to be canceled. We are still looking at some wind, but it's just not as high as it was. What's coming down low is the cloud decks. We're looking at very low clouds. Visibility is not that great. The rain showers are increasing. And again, the wind is still a problem, but not as big a problem as it was earlier today. This system will continue to come on board overnight tonight. Spread some snow in the mountains of the Cascades. Snow levels around 3,000 to 5,000 feet. And it does look like we're going to be looking at an onshore flow that's going to continue for much of the weekend. So not a lot of change for you for Seattle. 44 in Seattle right now. Portland at 42. It was mild across Southern California and still not a bad night. 46 in Las Vegas. 55 in Los Angeles, and the current temperature in San Diego after highs today in the upper 60s, 56 degrees. Dave?
Lisa, that's the kind of math I can handle. 56 degrees. Underneath high pressure here in the east, though, a lot colder than that to start off the morning, but at least no snow, no ice, just cold here in Birmingham, Little Rock, Memphis, Atlanta, and then into the Carolinas and Florida. Then we watch our big storm here along the northeast coast crank its way out into the Atlantic Ocean. The one good story about this storm is that it's moving, and it is moving this way. So it'll be with us for tomorrow morning from Atlantic City and Dover and Philadelphia all the way up into southern Maine. Snow will end by 12 or 1 o'clock in Boston after 6 to 10 inches of snowfall, and then that'll be that. Winds become northwesterly, drying us out, and that's the end of it. Just some light snow here in the northern New England and upstate New York, where you'll be out of this loop completely. No snow for Buffalo or Syracuse from this storm, and a pretty decent day in Detroit and Cleveland. Then we head to the west coast. That's where our storm is heading in. Rain for California, cloudy, scattered light rain, Seattle, western Oregon and some light snow up there in the Sierra Nevada mountains. So we've got our storm on the east coast. We've got our storm here on the west coast, basically heading this way toward Los Angeles. And in the middle of the country, there's the math we love. 70 in Phoenix, but 15 in Kansas City. The daytime high temperature there in the low 40s. So we've got ourselves some activity along both coasts, while right in the middle, it's quiet, Lisa.
10 minutes after the hour, it's time for Travel Wise. Dave will do more math. Stay tuned. Our continued coverage of the Winter Blitz overnight tonight right here on the Weather Channel.